Okay, we're going. Here we go. We're going to recap a little bit, and then I'm going to show you a move that's going to help your whole morning start better. Okay, especially with all this busyness that's going on. So on Wednesday, this is my recap. I'm doing this at my son's house in California. Here's my this is where I stay. This is their Murphy bed, and they shove it up, and then they use this as a romper room. Wednesday, we use the balance pad. Get your balance pad, put your foot on it. See, like that? See, my toe is on the edge. See that? Yeah, I want my toe on the edge. I want my heel on the floor. Then I'm going to put my other one up to match it. It's going to be shoulder width. No wider, no narrower. Just shoulder width. Now, what I want you to do before you do anything else, I'm anchored with my heels being on the floor, okay? So this is going to play into what I'm going to show you on the bed to help that first couple steps of the whole day be better. If you can have something that you can stabilize, like a chair, put your hand on it, that's good. Anytime you're going to do something with balance, always have a chair, a table that's not going to move, a wall. So do you see what I've just now done? By putting my toes on the balance pad, the one that you guys have, I drop my shoulders. Yes. I just act like somebody's going to poke you with a shot right here. Okay? So squeeze, drop, and I'm already pushing my hips forward with my toes on the balance pad. It's already starting some little movements that's going to pay off big in just this few minutes that we're together. So here's the thing that you got to hear. When you're in this position, shoulders down, tummy's tight, squeeze my gluteals. Contract your quads. Yes, when you contract those quads, it's going to move you in really weird positions here, and you're going to feel like you're going to fall. So tighten the quads. Once the quads are tightened, lift your heels, and you're going to go into your toes. Lightly have one finger to help you maintain your balance. And now I want you to go up and really squeeze your calf muscles. Then go down. Okay? Now, I'm still squeezing my quads. I'm going to go up into the toe box and come down. I'm going to go up into the toe box and come down to the heels. But do you see the position that this is trying to help me go in? I'm still tight here, but it really helps my back to recover from sleeping positions, weirdo sitting positions, you know, all this kind of stuff. See what I'm continually doing? Because I'm trying to wake your calves up. My gluteus are tight. My quads are really working. Okay, they're turned on. I'm contracting them because my knee is not bent. And when I go up fully into that calf from a 1 inch, this little board is 1 inch. Okay, your balance pad is 2 inches deep. Okay, it's just a working in and coming back. And your calf should start to scream just a little bit. If you're doing this, those knees have to be not bending, okay? Just 3 more, just 3 more. The calves should be just really engaged right now. So squeeze, contract, keep your shoulders down, take big breaths, big breaths, big breaths. Yes. Then you step off and you step off and you go like that and get into the deep calf muscle. Do you see what I did? I hip hinged. This knee is bent. This is not. And then come back up. So I'm going to hip hinge. I'm going to bend this knee. I'm going to push my butt back. And I'm going to pull that toe back until I feel it. I bring my whole body down until I feel it in that calf. Got it? Now, rock and roll up. See what I just did? I had my foot out here. I hip hinged, and this is the key to so many movements. As a matter of fact, the hip hinge, when I first start working with somebody, and especially when I start working with kids that have sat in desks and in car seats, and their little spine, this is how they sit, when they're hunched over. It takes me a lot of time to teach a kid to lift here. See, I just pull the rib cage up, pull my head up, however you need to cue, and I put my fingers right here at the hip joint socket right there, and I push back, okay? I push back. So I'm staggered stance. One knee is straight, one knee is bent. Keep my chin tucked, push the butt back, come down until I can grab that toe and pull it back toward the tibialis. Then I come through, see how I've been through, and I come up. And I do it on the other side. So, heel down, knee is bent, knee is straight, but here's where the magic happens, right here. You gotta see rib cage up, and you start to push that butt back, like you're shining your taillights. And now, if you need to, make sure you have a chair or something, because you're gonna wobble all over the place, especially on this move. If you've had knees replaced, if you've had hips replaced, one or two. So this is a really good move to do. Keep your chin tucked in the morning. As you're starting to wake up, see, this leg is very straight, this leg is bent, but my back is not rounded. Okay, push that butt back, really pull that toe, pull that toe, pull that toe, pull that toe. Now you come in, you bend, and you swing through, and you stand up, okay? If you did that little maneuver 3 times, the toe right here, I'm telling you, when you do it, like I already have that feeling of, oh, relief. And I'm going to quickly go over it one more time because I'm trying to give you moves that are compound, meaning I'm using upper and lower body. I'm not just doing this. See, I'm telling you, get yourself your little block. This is just a 1 by whatever the cut of the wood is. It's just 1 inch deep. Step into it. Just do this and be very consistent with how you're standing. Tighten your gluteal, drop your shoulders. It pushes you, and when my legs are straight, it pushes my hips so that I finally get a little relief from these hip flexors. When you're sitting all day on planes, you're running from one plane to the next, you're in a constant bent position. We got to open it up. This starts that happening. Your toes are on there, but your heels are on the floor. You're pushing forward. You put your hands right here. Keep your legs very straight. And how do you do that? You contract these. When you push the knee back, you contract them. Drop your shoulders. Oh, just like that. Keep your shoulders down. Keep this very tight. Push. Okay, now relax. Relax. So the reason I want you to pull it in tight and then relax is you got to know what it means to contract your gluteal. Too many of us walk around all day and we don't even get help from the gluteals because we don't know how to contract them. Okay, so there we go. That's the first step. So I did. Then the second step is you lift all the way into the toe box. Okay, my knees are not bending. Then when I go down, I'm in that position where I'm pressing into a tiny bit of a hypertrophy, not hypertrophy, hyperextension. Hypertrophy, very different term. Okay, here we go. And you go into the calf. When you're going up into the toe box, go way up, really squeeze your calf muscles. Then take them down, take them all the way down, then go back into it and come back down and go back into it and come back down. Okay, then you step off, staggered stance, just like that. Bring the toe up. That's it. The minute you bring the toe up, that's going to make you feel unbalanced. Make sure you can either touch a bed, a desk, a chair, something. See? When I pull that toe up, what am I going to do right here? Okay? Rib cage comes up. Big breath through the nose. I'm going to push my hip back. This knee bends a little. This one doesn't. But when you're pushing your butt back, you're in full extension of your back now. And I'm going to go down far enough to grab my toe and pull that toe back to my tibialis. And I'm pressing it back, taking breaths, 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 breaths. Then I'm going to rock through. See? Switch, lead legs. It's a little staggered stance. I'm going to pull the toe up. That's going to in turn make me push back right here. I'll turn to the sides here, see what I'm doing. Okay, so pull the toe up, rib cage up, drop my shoulder, keep my chin tucked. This stance by itself is going to cause you to rock and roll a little bit. Have your chair, have your wall, have something that you can just steady yourself with, okay? So, pushing the hip back as my toe is lifting, pushing it back, shine my tail lights, keep my chin tucked, come down, grab the toe, pull the toe back toward your tibialis anterior, and then come lower with your upper body. Come lower, come lower, come lower, come lower, come lower. Then you put your foot down, bend your knees, and you come up, okay? This move is actually a crucial move. This shifting and coming up using your legs, then your back goes into place is what we're going to do here in just a minute with our weights. Okay, before we do that, look at here. I'm right here in my little bedroom apartment at my son's here. Look at here. Here's a bed. When you wake up in the morning and you're very stiff and you're just like, oh man, I don't think I can, for whatever reason, you're feeling stiff, you're feeling not so good. I'm going to use this on the bed. You could use it on a bench. You could even do this against the wall. So if you don't have a bed, go to a wall. I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. But if I'm on a bed and I want to have my first steps feel better in the morning, I'm just going to grab a pillow. See? I'm going to put it right here. And for some of you, you might have back issues so much that I cannot, as a trainer, in good conscience, have you just lay straight back because I know that that's too much pressure on your spine, especially I'm talking about people with osteoporosis. So we're going to turn to the side. See? I'm going to bring one leg in and I'm going to kind of roll. And I'm going to put my mid back right onto the pillow so that my head hangs off. See that? Once I'm down there, then I'm going to put that leg down and I'm going to really hang out here for 1, 2, maybe even 3 minutes. So my head is back and my arms are right here to my side. I'm just going to hang out here for a little bit. Now, if you're down there like that, stay in that position. I'm going to show you how to do it against a wall. how to do something like this. So I'm just doing this because of the logistics of where you might be. If you're wanting your back to feel better, then, and you're not at your bed, get up against a wall. I did this several times in the airport, okay? See how I'm shoving my hips forward? That's exactly what I had you do on that block, yeah? So come back and touch your butt so that you'll see that movement, see? I'm shoulder width apart with my feet, no more, no less. Take a big breath through your nose, drop your shoulders. Why am I doing all this stuff? Because this is gonna help you get your back recovered from all the sitting that we do, okay? So here I go. I'm gonna put my hips forward and I'm just gonna drop my shoulders, see, to the wall. My hair clip is getting in my way, okay? Or I would have it straight on. Do you see what I'm doing? See, my shoulders are on the wall, just like if I was on the bed. So I can do this laying the same position. And I couldn't lay down in the airport. And I just had my stuff here, my suitcases were here, and I was just up against the wall, pushing my hips forward. See, just like that. Straight legs, straight legs. Squeeze your gluteals now, release them. Squeeze them, release them. You gotta find out how to contract those gluteals, okay? Now, when I wanna get away from the wall, I simply put my hands here. Many of you will try to get off the bed when you're in this position. See, my back is in a hyper extension, and you will jerk yourselves up. Don't do that. What are you gonna do? You're gonna put your hands right here, and you're gonna tighten, and you're gonna push, and then you're gonna stand up. You know what you just did? You invited and gave an opportunity to open this these muscles, lots of them, okay? Those are all connected into your back and they get tight. When you step away from staying in that position, either in your bed or on a wall, oh my goodness, you're just gonna go, ah, that feels so much better. So I'm gonna do it on the other side now. So here I am in a bed. I could be up on the wall, just like some of you might be. If I'm concerned about osteoporosis, if I'm concerned about my back is really acting up, sciatica, whatever it is, see, I'm gonna do one leg at a time. I'm gonna pull one leg up. I know that when I roll down, my head will be hanging off. And for some of you, it's gonna be uncomfortable. I want you to be just a little uncomfortable. I want that head hanging off. That's why I have this here. It's the same position I got you in the wall. Here I go. See, I'm coming down here. My head is hanging off. I'm right in here. Take a big deep breath. Let that leg go down. And now bring those hands up. And you are in a traction to help you manage your pain in your back. A lot of times it comes from very tight hip flexors. Okie dokie. So I'm right down here. I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit. Take big breaths. Then you're gonna bring your hands in. You're gonna roll to the side. And you're gonna bring your knee in. And you're gonna push on your elbow. And you're gonna come up. And you're gonna feel so much better if you just spend a little bit of time doing those moves. Now, this is going to shunt us into the rest of the class. And I took the time to do those two moves, especially, well, the first part with your calf. Get your calves to pump a bit, okay? Then I went into what to do about these stiff backs. A lot of times they come from your hips being so bent all day long. So now I'm going to come to the next part is going to be, we're going to do it in about 10 minutes. Stay with me. I got my weights. Yes. Here's my little 1x. This is my little 1-inch plank of wood. I may be on that in just a minute. My grandkids are, the Indians are waking up. You can come right here. You can do all these moves with me, or you can wrap up in my coat. This is Kate. I don't know if you see her, but she's right here. Okay, here I am. And I want to show you how you can, in 10 minutes, really do some weight loading that matters, okay? First, what I'm gonna do is find out where is the surface I'm gonna be sitting on. So this is sit to stands, okay? This is gonna be sit to stands, carries. There's gonna be some plank moves and some backward lunging. So I'm just recapping for you so you'll know what's coming up. You're busy, you got stuff to do, but I just did one of the most important parts of this program. And you should be feeling so much better in your back if you get them with me. Okay, here we go. Hip hinge, I already told you about that, right? I'm gonna hip hinge and I'm gonna go down to a lower height. This is my bench. This could be your kitchen chair. Kitchen chair is about 2 inches higher than this bench. Yeah, this is about 15 inches. Kitchen chair might be 17, 18 inches. Most of us, when we go to stand up from a lower height, like a bench is sometimes lower, you know what? We're gonna have all kinds of problems. That's why I wanted to use a lower surface. The bed is higher, but the bed is squishy. I'm gonna hip hinge. I'm gonna use my hands if I need to. See? Drop my shoulders, take a breath, exhale, and get yourself up to neutral right here. This is what I call a neutral position to do a sit to stand from. It's almost getting you into a deeper squat. So here we go. Rib cage up, push the butt back, come all the way down. So the goal is to get up off of here without using my hands. If I have a lot of pain in my hip, I'm telling you I'm gonna use my hands. Okie dokie. So that's my lower surface. This is my higher surface. This would be your kitchen chair. Sit to stand, okay? If you can do nothing else, do 10 repetitions of touching, lifting. Just do it with me. Touching, lifting. It's not gonna take you more than 30 seconds. Take a breath. See how I'm gonna come right out here, touch my hands. I'm gonna come back. And every time I do it, I'm gonna go into my what? I'm gonna go into my heels. Do it with me. Do it with me. Don't just sit there and watch what we're doing. See, I'm just barely touching the edge of the bed, right there. And come back, touching the edge of the bed. So the edge of the bed is about the height of a kitchen chair. Take a breath. Make sure you're going into your heels. Take a breath as you lift. Right there. Exhale. Breathe in. Here we go. Exhale. Drop your shoulders. Breathe in. Exhale. Now, here's my question. When you come up here and you're exhaling, right here is where I want you to squeeze the gluteals. Some of you are not doing that. You are walking around all day long and you haven't invited those gluteal muscles to innervate. Here we go. We get 10 more. Breath and come back. See, just bring your hands right here and come back. Take a breath. Exhale. Take a breath. I'm rocking and rolling into my heels. Keeping my chin tucked. Squeeze the gluteals. Come back. Take a breath. I know, I didn't count. I think I said 10, didn't I? Kathy's counting. I know she is. Take a breath. Okay, let's just say 3 more. Okay? She's gonna yell at me here in a minute. Take a breath. Okay, take a breath. 1 more. Take a breath. Okay? Now, I guarantee you that if you stepped over to a lower little landing spot, like this bench, so this is down, it's gonna be a very different experience. And I tell you this because if I do this with weights, it's gonna surprise you. So I'm gonna stand here. I'm gonna go down to that lower level. And some of you, there's no way that you're gonna do that. You're not ready for it. But I'm just trying to show you that within your little room, your little house, you have a ready-made progressive weight training system by using a higher surface and a lower surface. Just that. See, when I come into this and then I come back up, it's a lot more effort. And it's just about a 2-inch drop. Okay, take a breath. Stay with me. Now we're going to add movement. I'm going on this lower surface. You keep going on the same one that you have. That's perfectly fine. So we're going to add something here. I'm going to come down. I'm going to take a breath. Because when I come to stand up, don't hold your breath. Shift into that heel. We went through a bunch of heel shifting and lifting at the beginning of the class because I knew I was going to do this. When I go to stand up, don't bring your knees in. Don't let them go out. They stay right there. Rib cage up, breath, exhale. Try not to use momentum. If you're using momentum, I would rather you put your hand on a wall and help you up, okay? Take a deep breath. Here's the second move. We're going to come up, right there, right there. And we're going to go out and come back in. That's it. Out and come back in. Just one time. Do it with me. You may think, oh, this is silly. If I were with you and you got up and you brought your hands up and then you shifted and then you went to put your leg out, guess what many of you would be doing? Turning your foot. I don't want you to turn your foot. If anything, I want you to turn your toe towards your midline. So here we go. Down, breath, exhale, bring the hands up. Here we go. Shift, keep your toes forward, drop your shoulders, and it comes out and it comes in. Don't get rocked if you get off balance a little bit. Just steady yourself wherever you can do this to put your hand on a chair, on a wall. You can do a little toe tap. You're going to keep this knee soft. Here we go. And come back in. Now go back down. All the way down. Here we go. Ready? Big breath. We're going to do 9 more. So breathe in now. Exhale. Bring the hands up. Shift. Drop your shoulders. Tighten. Boom. Right there. And shift. Boom. If you're a little rocky, when you go to put your foot out here, tap the toe and then go from that. But don't turn the toe up. Why? Because that makes you use the totally wrong muscles. Here we go. Back down. You open that door. Okay. Here we go. Breath. Exhale. You're coming up. Drop your shoulders, number 1. Shift, number 2. Bring the ankle up. Shift. Bring the ankle up. Go back down. All the way down. Use your hands anytime you need to. But just understand when you do, that takes the emphasis off the muscles I'm wanting you to work. So use it lightly. Here we go. Breath. Exhale. You're up here. I'm going to shift. Drop my shoulders. Do not turn that toe. Now I'm going to do it twice. Okay, shift. Drop your shoulders. Breath. Ankle leads. Ankle leads. Come back down. Shift. Right down to your target area. Breath. And when you hand your hands up, drop your shoulders. Shift. Soft knee. Straight knee. Lift. See that? Just do 2 little lifts. Here we go. Shift. Turn the toe in. Lift. Okay? Come back down. Take a breath. As you're coming back down, exhale. And try to make a soft landing. You don't want an earthquake when you go to sit down. Right, Kate? Kate's just laying here. She's not doing this with me. Okay, let's do 3 more. Here we go. Take a breath, drop your shoulders. Just do this with me, okay? Just do it. Exhale, up, drop your shoulders, shift. Ready? I'm gonna bring this leg up, and I gotta lead with my heel. And when you go to do that, it's gonna catch you. It's supposed to. That's meaning that it's working to help your balance system. So they're called proprioceptive muscles, okay? And it starts in your brain. So shift, here we go. Bent knee, straight knee. Lift with my heel, lift with my ankle. See that? Come back down, exhale, and get to where you can have a soft landing without using your hands. I know some of you can't do that. Use your hands until you don't need them. Then use a finger, use a, just a little help. Breath, exhale, up, shift, bent knee, drop your shoulders, turn the toe in so that your heel leads. And you gotta maintain. So what is this accomplishing whenever I do this several times? Well, number one, it gets you to be very conscious of which muscles in your legs are responsible for keeping you upright. That's the number one. Number two, you're accomplishing a single leg stance, which is a very essential thing to do. Here we go, down. Try to have a soft landing. We got 2 more, and then we're moving on. Take a breath. Take your breath with me. Breathe in. Now exhale. Shift. Soft knee. Drop your shoulders. And here we come. And the minute you put your foot up, you're going to shift. In a weird way, you're going to shift. That means this is working for you. Here we go. Shift. Tight tummy. Drop your shoulders. Ankle leads. Ankle leads. Come down and come down. Okay? 9, I didn't, she's counting. I did 9. Okay, well, we'll stop there. I'm doing this again on a lower bench than a normal kitchen chair. Normal kitchen chair is about 17, 18 inches high, which is about what the bed is. Okay? Take a breath. Here we come. And come up. So one of my biggest goals and what we've just done is to get your calves moving, your feet moving, release so much tension in your back by opening these up. And that's what we did against the wall or against the pillow on the bed. Now I'm going to grab some weights, okay? And then we're going to be heading out of here in the next 5 minutes, okay? Here's my weights. So how do I want to get the most out of these and not kill myself? How am I going to do that?
Turn it up to the highest.
Well, not always. Not always. She said turn it up to the highest. So up until now, I've only been using my body weight. I'm going to go up to medium for me. So I'm turning it up to 12. You pick up, I would like, most of you I think could pick up an 8 on both hands.
I can pick up a 12.
Oh, don't tell me that.
A little bit.
Okay.
Pick up an 8.
I don't want you to be picking them up. You're gonna learn how to move them first. So you just watch me and listen to what I'm telling the people how to do. See, these are all my exercise people. Okay, I have a 12 and I have a 12. So what am I gonna do? I'm going to let my shoulders, my back, my hips, my knees, my feet, figure out, okay, what is the load that this crazy woman has picked up? See? So I'm just gonna walk front to back with 12 and 12, gripping it. Yeah, I'm gripping it. A lot of times I just let it hang from my fingertips. So I'm gonna just walk 2 or 3 steps, 2 or 3 steps, just to get a readout, okay? Now I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna put this weight, instead of hanging it here, I'm gonna put it here, okay? Now trust me, This changes everything. This is why I love working with weight vests and people that have a backpack. I'll load them up and hang it right here on the shoulders, okay? So now I'm gonna step wide. I'm gonna hang on to this weight. I'm gonna act like I'm gonna sit down, but I don't, okay? Now be ready for this load. So I've got to get a good grip here, see? Because these are gonna shove forward. So I want my elbows down, I'm gonna grab right here, okay? I'm gonna push the hip back and come into a sit down, but it's a sit down fake out. These are very valuable to learn how to do. Now I can do them, again, using my block, my 1-inch height block, but I'm just gonna approach a sit down and then I'm gonna come back. So why do I like them right up here? Because this is really helping to train strength and a little more resiliency in your spine and your legs. So that's why I do this. I'm gonna push that butt back. I'm gonna go down as far as I feel I can, and then I'm gonna come back up. In order to do this, I have to know how to do a hip hinge, which is what I spent time on this morning. Drop your shoulders because you're busy. You got a lot to do. Do you realize that if you will learn how to do a proper hip hinge, like we're doing right now, rib cage up, drop my shoulders, push my taillights back, come down as low as I feel I can, and then hang out there for just a second or two. Take a breath. Exhale into the heels. Come back up. Now we're going to hold this next one. Drop your shoulders. Are you ready? Here we go. Push. You're going to hang out down there. You're going to go 1. Stay in the heels. 2, 3. Stay in the heels. Stay in the heels. Stay in the heels. Then come back up. Okay? Squeeze your butt. I only did 2. I only did 1. Hold it on down there. Okay? Are you counting? So I'm right here. I'm going to do my split stance. See that? You remember us doing this? I go into this. See? That's a split stance. I'm going to bend my back knee like I was doing a backward lunge. Okay? Yeah. It's going to rock and roll you. You're going to go all over the place. Get your split stance. Okay? Make it as wide as you feel comfortable. But now you're going to drop. You're going to stay down there, and then you're just going to pull that weight and tap right there. You're going to knee down in a down position, and I want to do as many of these as I feel I can. So I want to really work through the upper body. My shoulders and my biceps are the movers here. The shoulders, the back, the hips are all stability actors. This, work on my bicep. Okay? Keep that knee headed down. Do not round up your shoulders. Take a breath. And just tapping. So I'm using just a tiny bit heavier than I would if I was going to spend a lot more time. I want to get a load response in my muscle. Meaning, your muscle is just talking to you and saying, what in the world are you doing? So I'm feeling that right now. Shoulders down. Then I'm going to come back in.
You did good.
You miscounted, Shirley. She's telling me how many I did. Kathy, she's giving you a run for your money. She's my counter. Okay, you're supposed to be doing this. This is Kate. This is the one that went through the botulism poisoning when she was 6 months. And now I'm trying to get her to do exercises. Okay, see my stance? Remember this from earlier on? Yeah, I'm opening this. Very important. I'm loading by dropping that knee down a little. Then I just come right in here, and instead of doing the same thing with my bicep curl, I'm coming here and just going back. See that? I'm just bending my elbow. See that? So I'm dropping my knee, bending down. I just want to put some load in the legs. I want to put some load in the quads, in my shoulders. I want to keep my joints safe. So this kind of a thing with a pretty heavy weight, when I say pretty heavy, that's going to be different for everybody. Do you see how I'm dropping in my knee? See how I'm just pushing back? Yeah, push back. So my shoulder is protected. But as I bend my elbow and I bring it back, it is the stability medium. Great benefit in having that stability in your joints. It makes it so that it doesn't hurt the joint, but it loads it. Breath, press. How many do? Are you counting? You're not counting. She quit on me. Okay, come right here. Take a big deep breath. Now I'm going to put my weights down. And in order to do that, I step wide. I hip hinge. Put one down. Put the other one down. Then I can either go to the bed, go to the wall, or go to the bench. You get to choose. Most of you have a kitchen chair that you're working off of. That's fine. I'm trying to do this so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to go to the wall because most everybody has a wall. Okay? Drop your shoulders. And here's the very important one. Bring your elbows in. Okie dokie. And bring them right down there and then push back. So when I do this little maneuver, I want to bring my whole body down by bending my elbow. Breath. And coming back. You can do this one right here. Right here. Breath and come back. Elbow's got to come in. Tuck in your tummy out of your butt. Right here. See? Here you have a good example of kids. Bend the elbows right to there. And then come back. The whole body. There! That was a perfect one! Do you feel how different that is? I know. So she's doing little compensatory moves. Here's the deal, y'all. This is going to strengthen the shoulders. This is going to strengthen your arm muscles. This is going to strengthen your tummy muscles, okay? Right to here. Tight tummy. Squeeze your butt. Squeeze your butt. Act like somebody's going to shoot you right there. Right there, okay? And if you can see your way through to doing 3 sets of 10 of these, did you count? 3 sets of 10. Take a breath. No, you're hitting it hard. Do it real easy, the whole body. Now you're seeing this training in a real little mini person here. That was it. Oh, that's better. Don't wear me up. There. Anyway, wall push-ups. Yes, it could be on a chair. It could be on a chair. Okay. This is just a plank. And then if you want to bend your elbows, fine. So what I basically did with you on the wall, and what I would show you here, is a plank, a high plank. And then I'm inviting you to just bend your elbows a little bit, because that little tiny bend gives great results in strength, in independence, your chest muscles, your shoulder muscles, your arm muscles, your tummy muscles. You're stretching your calves at the same time that you do that little tiny bit of arm bend. And then you just step in, stretch that heel back really good. It's going to take a couple of seconds. Then you step in and you step back. You'll love this one. It stretches your sore muscles here. Breath. she's gonna take over for me. Your heel goes down. So I have worked your calves. I've stretched them through. I've really helped you open up here. That whole first part was about that. I showed you how to use your bed to really set yourself up for not being so stiff. And then I showed you a very classic move, high plank from the bed or from a chair. And you should feel so much better. And I'm going to say Merry Christmas to everybody. You will get a new schedule right about December 31st. This is Kate. Let me take off the recording. Oh dear. Okay, recording. And stop recording. And stop.